Hello, hello. I am trying something new today. Not the painting, the recording. I have my new recording setup put up on my desk and I want to see how it would work. If you're seeing this video, it means that it turned out to be a good video, or I deemed it to be good content. If not, well, there's that. I am just playing around with my colors now, with my paints. I don't have anything specific in my mind that I want to paint. It's 4:30. I was busy all morning cleaning the house and doing laundry and cooking and all that stuff. And finally I came upstairs a while ago to do some painting. It's clouded outside. It's looking kind of sad today. My mood is also a bit sad. No reason, it happens. And I thought, okay, I'm going to play around with my pastels. I'm gonna see how it works on this block. This is just a surface, by the way. So in this large sketching block that I have, that the paper is very thin and I don't like very much. And I want to see how it works with oil pastels. So if you watch previous videos of mine, I am not good at using pastels. So this is a way of me improving. And what I was trying to do is a sort of foresty scene. I don't have any other yellows. I just have this one, like the brightest yellow that I had. Then I have this one, the deep yellow, which is too warm for what I want. I might use it later. Let's see if this can be a chatty blog, just chatting about stuff. Like I said, I don't really have a purpose with this, just practicing. It is very different using oil pastel to watercolors, and also the blending. The blending is different. I'm using my blending tool for blending here and just figuring out, learning how to use them. Now this motion, like blending, if I do it too much, it starts hurting my wrists. So I will switch it up, I'll switch hands here and there. I started listening to a video. I say listening because I wasn't watching, it's just a talking head. And it is about purpose. Now I haven't finished listening to it yet, but that brought some things to mind. They were saying that what they thought their purpose was ever since they were really young, and that was music. And as I said, I haven't finished listening to it, so I still don't know what they are going to end up saying. But yeah, so he got me thinking about purpose. He must be around my age as well, like born in the 70s. And it's interesting how life just turns and changes. In my particular case, like I know I've never spoken about very personal things on here, so unless you personally know me, you're not going to know this about me. But I traveled a lot in my life. I moved around quite a lot, and I moved around between countries, so not even like cities within a country. And I learned to speak English when I was very young, so I must have been maybe 5 or 6 when I learned English, and I've used it all my life. And my native language is Spanish, and I am, of course, much more fluent in Spanish than I am in English. What did I want to say with this? So I have moved a lot. I have changed perspectives quite often. I've always felt a certain way, and basically I've always felt different from the rest of the people, the rest of my peers, and even just from other girls, from other women. I've always felt different. I always assumed that it was due to me having traveled so much and not living in the country where my parents are originally from. So I was always the kind of the outsider. I was always the foreigner, and I still am. I don't mind that. I actually don't mind that. I really cannot picture a life different than that. Like, I cannot picture having been born in a country, being raised, and just settling down and everything in the same country. I know the majority, maybe the majority of the world population does that. To me, it's so strange. It's like, I get it, it's normal, but I really cannot picture like an alternate life where I would have had the same thing, you know? I think I would have been quite a very different person if that had been the case. So, going back to the purpose thing, yeah, I've always felt that having a purpose was very important, that it was needed, that without a purpose you'll be floating around like as if you didn't have a compass. But now that I've 50, going on 51, and my whole perspective and my whole view of the world changing yet again for the umpteenth time, I am not so sure that everyone needs a purpose. I mean, if you want to have a purpose, great, you know, I applaud it. Good on you. But I don't think if you want to have a purpose that you have to have a purpose. I might be just talking out of my ass right now. Let me explain. The reason why I'm saying that is because lately I don't really feel like I have a purpose. And it's not the first time I felt that way. But in the past, whenever I've felt like that, it's actually been bad. Like, whenever I am in depression, I feel like I don't have a purpose. And right now, I'm not on active depression. And since, like I said, I'm feeling like I don't really have a purpose lately, I'm actually not minding it. I guess it's because of the fact that I'm older and that I feel that I have already lived so many experiences and have seen so many things. I know I've not seen the whole, you know, I know that there are still many things that I could experience and many places that I could visit and things like that. But to be honest with you, I am tired. I have been tired for many years now. And that is why I am okay with not having a purpose, I guess. And I'm not saying I'm giving up. Like, I'm still going to be functional, like a functional member of society, you know. We do pay our taxes. I try to provide comfort to those who might need me. I give 3 cats a loving, caring home. I care for my husband and make sure that he's okay. But lately I feel like I don't have too much to give. And again, as soon as I say this out loud, I know many might be thinking, wow, this is depressive talk, you know, it does sound very much like it, but I swear I'm not. I know very well when I'm in depression. I know very well how it feels, and that's not it right now. It's more in a way, I guess, that I'm feeling more content with our life. Like I mentioned in my previous video, like, I lead a very simple life, and to many it might seem like a very small life. But yeah, I am happy with how life is right now at the moment for us. I like not having any friends, or just having two friends. I like taking care of my cats and having them be the joy in my days, you know, when they come and cuddle with me, or they're being silly, or they're being playful and cute. That really fills my day. So yeah, I'm trying not to go too much into like things that aren't that don't make sense with what I'm talking right now. Like I know I don't I rarely do this type of videos. I don't think I ever do, and if I do, I film them and then I watch them afterwards, and then I don't like them, so they never get published. But yeah. And look at that, I'm actually liking how this is turning out. When I opened my box before I started painting today, and I was applying the yellow, and then I was applying some of the white, I did think I should have bought a white, an extra oil pastel, like a white oil pastel, because I know that I feel like it's already running out, and I still have like I have more than half of it, but I still feel like I'm running out and I'm going to need it, and I should have bought that one. But yeah, I messed it up. There was like a bit of a red spot here, and now I've transferred it to my painting. Oh well. So yeah, I haven't finished listening to that guy's video. I want to see what he says. I want to find out what he says. And who knows, maybe like in a few years, like I don't know how long I'm going to live. I honestly, with how the world is right now, maybe some years from now, I will decide that yes, I feel like I need a purpose, and I'm sure that I'm going to find one. But for now, not really. I guess it's just, I don't know. My purpose is to just be alive, I guess. Now, why do I paint forests? Because I find them beautiful. I don't live near a forest. We have to go for a drive if we want to be close to a forest. So I guess it's a way of being close to them. Just painting them, drawing them. I wish I was better at it, but I do what I can. There is a place in Spain that is gorgeous, in the north of Spain, Navarra. I had never been there until this past December, where we decided to go and spend Christmas there. We went into a small town that was close to San Sebastian, and my goodness, I don't think I've ever seen such beautiful forests. So if there's one place that I would love to visit, that I would love to travel to, is Canada. Like I would love to see the forests in British Columbia, and even the US, you know, like the Pacific Northwest. It just calls to me so much. And I wish I could live in such places, but sadly I don't do well with the cold. I mean, I don't do well with heat either. Here in Valencia, it gets up to almost 40 degrees late as of late. You know, like the last summers have been extremely hot, and that is way too hot for me. I can't even deal 27 degrees. And that's just me getting older. When I was younger, when I was in my 20s, just moved to Valencia, I was absolutely in love. Like 35-degree weather, yes please, you know. Absolutely loved it, and I was so happy that I was finally living in a country that was a warm country, you know, like living in a city that was warm, because I had always lived in cold places. So it was the best thing for me. But now, with age, I don't know if it's a mix of age and also having lived in London for nearly 10 years, you know, cooler temperatures. Maybe I got used to the cold there and just wasn't used to the heat anymore. And that is why I try to paint forests whenever I can. Oh, let me tell you about my new camera setup. So I still have the same camera. Like my reflex camera is the Canon EOS 200D. And the new thing that I got is a desk arm. So you can't see it right now. But I have a desk mount, you know, like the one, those that clamp onto the desk, and then they have like the long stick. And then you can put your camera to take overhead shots. I finally have that. And you should not get weird angles anymore in my videos. And this is the first time that I'm using it. It arrived the other day. I installed it and everything, and I can use both my camera there or my phone. And I'm so glad I invested in that. Because now you can really see what I'm doing. I like that I can add texture with this here. So this will look like leaves or grass. It can also look like faraway trees. I think I need more green though. This one? No, this is malachite, isn't it? Oh, deep green. It looks a bit bluish to me. Oh, you can't see. Okay, I'm doing a test here. And even though it says it's a dark green or a deep green, it's more blue to me. It's more like a malachite green. Yeah, I can use it like this.
Under all that drive and passion, there was fear. You know, fear that shadow work that needed to be done that wouldn't be done for many years later. Throughout all that time, I just couldn't be content. And, you know, the one truth none of us can escape, which is our mortality. You know, we all know we're going to die no matter what. And knowing that makes us desperate for meaning and purpose. Real poison of tying your identity to your purpose. More like, oh, I've never actually tasted my coffee before. Conquer the world, and instead, you just exist in it.
Okay, I'm back. I took a pause recording, but I kept on painting. I like how it looks. Let me just zoom you in. I like it. Let's see what else we can do today. Oh yeah, let's put the date. Today's date. Today is Thursday, 7th May. 6. So I'm sort of learning or relearning how to blend pastels here. I did this one earlier. I wasn't filming it and I like how it turned out, so I'm gonna try something similar again. And I also like how this one turned out. Yeah, I've applied some white underneath to help with the blending, and I always have to remember to keep them clean, otherwise I'll get these dirt marks. They're not really dirt, it's leftover pastel from before. Now I wanted to talk to you about something that's been on my mind lately. I have been considering the option of setting up a Patreon account so that I can upload more personal vlogs where I talk about my life, like more deep thoughts that I might be having, issues that I might be dealing with, things that I wouldn't necessarily want to have out there, like in the open internet. Like I know with Patreon, people would also watch it, but it will be behind a paywall. And they would also be painting videos, you know, like kind of like this one, but where I'm talking more about topics that I am thinking about, maybe more like current events type of thing. Not necessarily deep dives on current events, more my thoughts on it, and not necessarily only those type of topics, but I might also go into deeper on why I paint something or what I feel when I'm painting something in particular. And because I like being a private person, I want to sort of keep that private as well, but I feel that it might be helpful to other people as well. And I am guessing that whoever really wants to connect and wants to know more about me, then they would be more willing to also like get on Patreon. And like I said, this is just an idea that I am playing around with. I'll keep on thinking about it. Nothing is decided in stone yet. Because the video that I just did, the one where I am talking about purpose, I would have liked to go deeper into that, but I don't want to have it out in the open free internet, you know? And now that I'm thinking more about it, it's not just gonna be like personal content as in my thoughts, you know? But it would also be showing you more glimpses into my life. You know, you would see the cats more, you would see the house, some type of vlogs, share the things that that I talk to my husband about and his responses and so on. You know, so so that you would basically just get to know me a bit more. I am not yet monetized on YouTube, so YouTube is not making me any money at the moment. Also, like my main goal with YouTube hasn't been to become a YouTuber. It has always been about sharing my art. I don't really have a no. It's not. I don't really. I really do not have a painting community. I'm actually not really part of any community because I'm a loner, basically. So yeah, I'm a loner. Billy no mates situation type deal here. And YouTube has been a way of creating a community for myself, you know, reaching to other creatives out there, and trying to be part of that community, of the creative artist community on YouTube. Oh, I'm really liking the shine around this. Mind you, there's no paint on here. It's just on the sides. But I think I might leave it like that. I don't think I want to apply white because it's going to tone it down a bit. I think I'm gonna go with gray now. Yep. Clean it first. You know, I still haven't seen many videos on the Panda Pastels, and these ones are the only ones I've tried so far. Now, having said this about the Patreon and the paywall, this is a message directly to my sister because I know that she watches every single one of my videos. Don't worry, sis, I would send you the videos directly so that you can also watch them. So you don't have to worry about missing out on them. I know my thought process is a bit, shit, what's the word? And that's also one thing, like, words are just leaving me. Chaotic, yeah, so my thought process is chaotic. It always was in a way, but it has gotten way more chaotic over time, and yeah. So that is why it takes me a long time to get around topics or to think about things that I want to talk about, but then I get into my own head and think, yeah, well, maybe people are going to watch this and then I'm going to be misunderstood as usual. So, yeah. And that's why I'm thinking of doing the Patreon. I will still be uploading over on YouTube, of course. Like, I'm not going to stop anytime soon. I still want to share my painting videos and everything. So basically, Patreon would be extra content, you know? And I'm not even sure that I would do it on Patreon. I mean, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee and a Ko-fi account. They're sitting there, kind of empty. I set them up a long time ago when I thought that I would be able to make prints out of my artwork. But my printer hates me, so I guess I should have stuck with Canon when I got it. I got an Epson printer after watching a few videos from other YouTubers, like other artists who were also making prints at home. And some of them said that the Epson, which one is it now? The ET2750 was supposed to be a good one, but turns out that's not the case because it doesn't take thick paper very well, And I tried with a lot of types of paper, and we don't have the same paper here as you can get in the States. So I had to make do with the ones that I could get here, and it would only work with the Epson premium matte thicker paper. But then at some point it stopped working with that one as well. So it won't even take the paper. Like, it will try to print on it, and then the paper will just get stuck and it's not going to do anything. And it hasn't gotten much use. Like, I got the printer as a birthday present to myself back in, I want to say 2021, after having had a very basic Canon that I absolutely loved. And yeah, and it's been issues since day one. Even like when you want to print regular stuff, like a normal whatever, like a document, and you haven't used it in a few weeks, it won't print. There will be print missing. So then what I have to do is I have to do a cleaning process, and I have to do maintenance and everything. So just to print, let's say, a shipping label is like a 30-minute ordeal whilst I try to get the printer to work again. And like I said, I haven't gotten much use out of it. Like the ink tanks that it uses are still full. Like the color ones, they're still full, and there's still over half of the black left. And that is like from the get-go, that was like the first inks that I put in there, and it still has that. So it is a very temperamental printer. I hate it. I want to get rid of it, and I might consider getting a Canon in the future, but I know that they are more expensive, like the ones that I would like. Gosh, I don't even know which one I would want now, because it's been a few years that I haven't done any research on printers. Life just gets busy with other stuff, I like how this is looking. Let's add a bit more gray. Yeah, I'm really liking this paper for pastels. I don't think I've used it before, like to properly do practice like this. And this is a block of paper, like sketching paper, that I got at the store called Action. It's an A3 size, so it's a large one, spiral, and it has a lot of sheets. So this is going to last me a lifetime. And I got it back in either March or May from last year, so 2025. Already a year since I got it, and I've barely used it. Oh, I really like how this is turning out. I'm gonna have to zoom you in. Oh, my battery's almost dead. Let me just zoom you in anyway. There you can see the details. I'm gonna continue painting this, but I don't know how long my battery is going to last. And it's also kind of late now, so it's 6:30 in the afternoon, and at some point I have to stop and think about dinner, and then also give the cats their dinner, and take out the dishwasher and wash some dishes that I have. So yeah, I might just call it a day once the battery goes, once the battery dies. I found out that there's this thing called dummy batteries, that basically it's like a battery but with a plug. With a cable. So you just put that in your camera and then plug it into the mains, like into your electric, and that way your battery doesn't die. But I don't know if there's one available for mine, because my camera is a rather old model. But I'm gonna look into it, because I think that would be a good investment. I already have like 2 cameras, but I forgot to put the second camera to charge, so it hasn't charged. So once this battery dies, that's it. For today, that's it. Ooh, look at that. And isn't this pretty? See, I like it when paintings, they just sort of develop naturally for me. When I put the masking tape on, I didn't have any idea of what I wanted to do. All I knew was that I liked how this one came out, and I wanted to do more with that color. And then I just started doing this while I was talking to you. You know, it just sort of happens intuitively, and then the magic happens. Now I want to do it a bit darker, so I'm going to add this sort of green here. I wonder if I can get these colors like on their own, like singles. Because that's also one of the reasons I don't use them too often, my pastels. Because whenever I open the box and I see the ones that I really like being used up more, I fear that I'm going to run out during a painting, in the middle of a painting, and then all the inspiration is just gonna go. And that frustrates me to no end. So I really should look into getting more like replacements for the colors that I really like, the ones that I really use. I'm trying to finish this also quite quickly. Like I said, I don't want my battery to finally die, and I want to go through this with you. Let's add a bit of this. Yeah, let's go with Prussian blue, right? Yeah. Okay, not really liking this too much. It's not too bad, but I think I wanted a bit more green, so I'm gonna go with this deep green, which I call malachite, because to me it reminds me more of the malachite green. Yeah, like this one better. And I also wish I had like a cooler brown. This one is a bit too warm for my liking. It's nice, but it's a bit too warm. And I usually don't use it. My black, as you can see, it's fairly new. I'm also gonna go with the black a bit, just to give it a bit more contrast. And let's see, let's go this side. Okay. Let me just add a few birdies just with pencil here. Okay. Now for the big reveal. There you go. It's a tiny little painting. It's very cute. I like it. Okay, it was a good session, painting session today. I'm happy with that. I was feeling kind of down, and now I'm feeling so much better. And I have my energy restored as well, because I was also feeling tired. It's also the weather that's still clouded. But yeah, this is the painting. I am happy that you kept me company, if you did, of course. And thank you so much for being here with me, keeping me company. It's nice to just be talking, and even if there's nobody listening, I think I needed this. So yeah. All right, I have to go and do stuff, and I'm sure you have to go and do stuff as well. So Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!